Hello, you are welcome. In this training, I will be taking us through WordPress for beginners. This is the introductory part of this course. This is a full course that will take you through building a website from scratch and becoming an expert. But before we move on, we're just going to consider website basics. Under this website basics, we are going to be considering domain name. What is domain name? What is domain name system and how it works? Website hosting, and then finally we're going to look at how to order web hosting and domain name on File2Tech host. Now this last aspect will be detached from this training. We're going to make that one is a practical class, so it's going to be different from this. So let's go straight now. The first thing, let me just introduce myself. I'm Victor Laemi. I'm a WordPress developer, and at the same time I'm the founder of File2Tech host. So I will be taking you through this course. So the first thing is, what is a domain name? A domain name is the address that you type, internet user type on the browser URL that to visit a website. It's so simple, merely saying, but it is more. There's more to that. There's a way it works, and that is why it's unique. A domain name is unique. It can never be duplicated. You cannot have file2techhost.com in another place. Nobody can have it. It's already belonging to an entity. So it's a unique name on the internet. But now to know how it works, that will take us to the next topic, that is domain name system. So let's look at it. We already established that domain name is unique. And then one thing I want you to know is that domain name is mapped to an IP address. Now, what is an IP address? It's a unique address. Every device on the internet works through what we call IP address. Every device, be it phone, computer, anything on the internet must have a unique IP address. An IP address like 192.168.01. And even if you're having IP version 6 that is so complex, how can you remember every time? You want to say on TV, you want to tell people about your website, you say my website is 190. And you know today that we even have share hosting that too many people you can share IP address. So what do we do? What DNS does is that it map an IP address to a domain name, so that when a user type the domain name, what the information will be sent to the DNS server that will now resolve the domain name to the the correct IP address, thereby presenting the correct website to the user. That's how it works. It looks complex, but very simple. It is a pool, it is like an address book. So that is how DNS work. So there are so many things that you can still study and know about DNS. But under this topic, that's what we're just going to be taking for now. Then the next thing, when you have your domain name, the next thing is, how can you host? How can you get your website to the internet? To do that, you need to have a web hosting server. Now, what is web hosting? Websites are hosted or stored on special computer called servers on the internet. When internet users begins to type and then the IP has been resolved to the domain name, all it does is to search for the file on the server and present it to the user. Now, for you to have this, you must buy a portion of that computer on the internet, on that server, to put your files so that it can be accessible worldwide. And how do you do that? You have to employ the services of web hosting provider. So you need to buy your domain name from them and hosting account, then host it so that people can find you on the internet. So the next thing you will do now is, how can you get this hosting? How can you buy your domain name? So in our next topic, I will be considering buying a domain name, ordering a domain and hosting account from File2Tech host, step by step guide. Thank you very much.